6 inches off the floor and 5 centimeters or 2 inches away from the wall. The storage area should be maintained in good repair, clean, dry, and away from areas that may cause clean and sanitized items to become unsafe. Utensils should be covered, and glasses, cups, and mugs. Some bacterial and viral pathogens are highly transmissible across surfaces and are hard to destroy by cleaning and sanitizing. These pathogens require disinfection in a food facility kitchen and customer areas, and sterilization in healthcare settings. Outbreaks of foodborne illnesses or other transmissible illnesses such as COVID-19 require frequent disinfection of all surfaces in both the customer area and kitchen. Some high-frequency touchpoints in a food facility are door handles, switches, taps, dispensers, food contact surfaces, hand contact areas, garbage containers and lids, cleaning tools and buckets. More high-frequency touchpoints. High-frequency touchpoints in restrooms include door handles, taps, toilet handles, dispensers, baby changing stations, garbage can touchpoints, and hand air dryers. An updated list of hard surface disinfectants that are effective against bacteria and viruses is available from Health Canada. Use disinfectants approved for sale in Canada with a Drug Identification Number or D. In this section, we have discussed that cleaning and sanitizing procedures work together to help prevent foodborne illness. Cleaning is when food, dirt. Cleaning and sanitizing. Identify the order of the 5 steps you should follow to clean and sanitize a surface. Check 1. A. Remove food particles. Wash, rinse, sanitize. Not quite. Sanitize, air dry. Correct. How should you dry items that have been cleaned, rinsed, and sanitized? Check 1. Correct. Which of these are approved sanitize? Correct. Module 10. Waste and Pest Control. In this module, pests, recognize, and deal with infestations if they do occur. Before we go on, please answer true or false for the following questions to test your knowledge. Flies, mice, rats, not quacks, and parrots. Correct. Pesticides can be stored in a dry food store. Correct. Regular monitoring for pests. Correct. Waste needs to be controlled. Waste is present. Dispose of waste in dumpsters outside the establishment are also important to consider in pest control. Always keep dumpster lids closed. Ensure they are clean, pest-proof, and able to hold all potential waste from the kitchen between garbage pickup service days. These rules should also be followed for recycling dumpsters and grease bins. Wash the space around outdoor dumpsters to prevent grease and grime buildup on the ground. Doing this regularly. You must wash your hands after handling waste or waste bins. This personal hygiene practice must be followed even if your hands have only touched the plastic lining or handles of the bin. Pests such as insects and rodents carry harmful microorganisms that can spread to food and cause foodborne illness. Areas of your food service establishment that are most likely to appeal to pests are warm, damp, and dark spaces. Therefore, monitor these areas closely. When dealing with pests, a proactive approach is necessary. Integrated pest management is based on the three principles of denying entry to pests, ensuring they are not provided food, water, or a place to live, and eliminating any that do get inside. Proper procedures should also be in place to prevent pests in the first place. Start with minimizing the ways that pests can enter your establishment. Next, rotate stock and monitor storage areas. Food should always be stored or discarded promptly and properly. Any materials or equipment not being used should also be stored or discarded properly, including packaging from supplies. Proper garbage disposal must be a priority. Keep external dumpsters closed. Finally, pests that get inside a food establishment must be eliminated. Common methods include physical traps and glue boards, check regularly. Rodents, such as rats and mice, pest monitoring can be accomplished by the food establishment operator. Insecticides and maintain relevant name of person applying and where applied. Which of the following is an essential guideline for properly eliminating waste? Check 1. A. Never use plastic liners in garbage containers. Correct. Which of these is a basic rule of pest? Correct. Module 11. Food Safety Management. In this module, you will learn why food safety management is essential in controlling and eliminating hazards to food, and the need to be aware and safe with food handling responsibilities in your food business. Before we go, a food safety management system aims not quite to identify, correct, a HACCP or HACCP, correct. Food safety risks in food is correct. Foodborne illness has severe health and economic consequences. The food retail and food service industry faces several food safety risks. One of these risks is associated with the fact that the food comes from many sources and is handled by many different individuals, from farm to fork. Other important risk factors are the increasing number of food recalls due to undeclared allergens, rising high-risk populations in our communities, emerging foodborne pathogens, and changing lifestyles that have led to more meals eaten away from home. In the previous modules, Legal food safety requirements are mandatory and consumers expect you to assure food safety. Therefore, food safety must be managed at all times, from farm to fork. As a food worker, you should know and take your responsibilities seriously. An effective food safety management strategy consists of... You may recall that we learned about hazards affecting food, such as physical, chemical, biological, and allergenic hazards. A food safety management system is a structured plan implemented with adequate and suitable measures to control or eliminate food safety hazards in any food service establishment. Commonly used food safety management systems include the hazard analysis.
P is a step in the production process where there is an opportunity to prevent, mitigate, or completely eliminate a food safety hazard. A CCP decision tree can assist in determining whether a control point is a CCP. Principle number 3. Establish critical limits. Once you determine which steps are a CCP, you now have to establish critical limits for each identified CCP. A critical limit is the minimum and maximum.
The HACCP program identifies potential food safety hazards. It determines how and where the hazards can be controlled, eliminated, or prevented. The HACCP program is a logical and systematic approach to prerequisites, or PRPs, are basic hygiene measures that should be in place before setting up the HACCP system in a food business. They can be divided into 3 categories: prerequisites to control the contamination of food, prerequisites to control microbial growth, prerequisites to maintain facilities and equipment. Examples of PRPs are shown here. HACCP design starts with making a process flowchart where you write down the steps of the process the food will follow in your operation. Name each process step in a few words that describes what happens to the ingredient or product at that step. Once your process flowchart is drawn, walk through the kitchen and verify the steps in the flowchart. A sample flowchart is shown here for the process steps that raw chicken and any other ingredients might follow in your kitchen. HACCP is based on 7 principles, as shown here. In a food service operation, HACCP can be designed by the process. One could be a cold table process, where food preparation has no cook step to destroy pathogens, such as making salads. The second could be the hot cooking line, with food prepared and processed for same-day service that may include only 1 trip through the temperature danger zone. Or a third could be a complex food preparation process that may consist of 2 or more trips through the temperature danger zone on 1 or more. The first principle is to conduct a hazard analysis. We shall now look at a simple example of chicken. Why is raw chicken unsafe? A. It does not taste good. B. It can make you... The correct answer is B. It can make you sick. Raw chicken has... Which pathogen is caused? The correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. Here are a few more examples. The potential hazard in ground beef is E. coli. Sushi may have parasites in the raw fish, and cooked rice may have B. cereus spores. Canned low-acid foods like mushrooms could have spores of Clostridium botulinum. In the second principle, all control points. The most common. Let us now assess what the critical control points are for boneless chicken breast on our flowchart. There are 2 critical steps. A critical limit is a maximum or minimum value to which a biological, chemical, or physical parameter must be. Continuing with chicken on our process flowchart, for the cooking step, or CCP1, ensure chicken is cooked to at least 74 degrees Celsius. In a different example of a food in simple words, what you are going to monitor depends on the critical limits that establishing corrective action. Continuing our story of the cooked chicken, we will know the correct answer is no. Instruct the line cook to heat. The correct answer is B, 74 degrees Celsius. Recommend verifying the temperature. The correct answer is yes. Checking multiple wings. What else must Peter do? Peter should also instruct Michael to check oven and thermometer calibration. We learned in previous modules that the correct answer is no. What is the corrective action? The correct answer is C, both A. The correct answer is C, both A. Click to reveal some more corrective actions. The correct answer is no. The HACCP plan. Assign responsibilities and provide staff. Click the activity to reveal examples of verification and cooking. Manager checks the time and cooling. Kitchen supervisor checks cooling log maintained for foods every week. Receiving. Manager reviews temperature logs of refrigerated and frozen products every week. Storage. Manager reviews temperature logs of cooler. The HACCP plan. HACCP documentation. Documents and records must be appropriate to the type and size of your food operation. HACCP is a food retail and food service operations need to be managed to keep food safe and to avoid foodborne illness. Control points with prerequisite programs. Which HACCP principle is addressed if you are probing the temperature of chicken a few times during the cooking process? Not quite. To see. Not quite if it reached 74 degrees. Not quite Celsius. Check. Correct. All control points are critical. Not quite. True or correct. About half the foodborne illnesses are due to. That is correct. What is the first step in a HACCP plan? Check 1. A. Establish. Not quite. Documentation. Not quite. B. Not quite. Critical. Correct. Module 12. Food Safety Culture. In this module, you will learn about how food safety culture is important in providing safe food to the customers and a secure workspace for food handling staff. How an owner-operator. Before we go on, please answer. Food handlers only need to know the procedures and practices to keep food safe, not why it is important. True or false? Correct. Strong food safety culture consistently delivers safe food. True. Correct. Recent owners and managers can lead by example to follow. Correct. When employee. A food safety culture is. According to the World Health Organization, a person in charge could. These are some of the responsibilities. Here are some challenges faced by. Food tampering or food fraud is the deliberate or intentional food contamination with intent to cause harm. Food tampering can result in serious consequences for a food business. Anyone can commit this type of crime, such as it may not. If you suspect food tampering, remember the act. Complaints about foodborne illness. While the what is common to. Nice try. Obviously, food handlers. Food business employees need to be trained and monitored while almost. Details of the procedure include examples of standard. Effective. Which of these is the legal responsibility of the manager or person in. Correct. Food safety culture has no role in that is. Staff can adopt positive food. Correct. Pick a challenge faced by the person in charge or P. Not quite. I see. Check 1. A. Not quite. Easy to prepare. Not menu items. B. Correct. You have now completed the learn. Employees who have an upset stomach and experiencing diarrhea should blank. Check 1. A. Go to work as long as they wash their hands at least 4 times. That's right. Most food contaminated with harmful. That is incorrect. Microorganisms. That's right. Cleaned and sanitized have the same meaning. That is true. That's right. Storing raw foods below ready-to-eat foods is important because blank. Check. That's right. Reheating of previously cooked meatloaf to a safe temperature. That's right. The best method for manual dishwashing is done in a blank. Check one. That is in one. A. That's right. Which of the following is an important rule of food safety? That is in check one. A. When in doubt, that's right. Which food will spoil quickly when left at room temperatures? Check one. A. That is in dried beans. Incorrect. B. That's right. Food service staff must wash their hands. Blank. Check one. A. Only after. That's right. When bacteria are in the temperature zone between 4 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit, they will blank. Check one. A. Not multiply. That's right. Separate cutting boards are recommended. That's right. Freezing foods will kill bacterial pathogens that may be that is in present on or in. That's right. Hot liquids can be chilled quickly by. That's right. Bacteria can grow rapidly when the following conditions are present. That is in check one. A. Food. Incorrect. Moisture, warm temperatures. That's right. The main object of implementing a food. That's right. Congratulations. You have passed the course. Congratulations. You have passed the course.